Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to be looking at the subreddit r/maliciouscompliance, where people conform to the letter but not the spirit of a request. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax and enjoy some funny Reddit stories. You want me to offer credit card applications to every customer on Black Friday? You got it. Way back in the late 90s, my first job was as a part-time cashier at a department store. As part of the job, we were expected to repeat a script to each customer that went as follows. Would you like to put this on your store card? If the customer says no, then, do you have a store card? Would you like to apply for a store card? If the customer declines, then we were to proceed with the transaction as normal. However, my store manager wanted us to be more aggressive and go into details with the customer about all the benefits that come with the credit card. I absolutely hated doing this because, 1, the credit card was absolute garbage with an impossibly high interest rate. 2, customers don't like to be harassed and would take out their frustration on me and all the other cashiers. 3, it took way too much time and led to long lines. Because of this, I only ever asked customers if they wanted to put their purchase on the store card, and if they said no, I left it at that. This particular incident happened after I had been on the job for about 6 months. It was the Wednesday before Black Friday, and the store manager called me into his office when I was clocking out after my shift. I'm paraphrasing because it happened so long ago. "Hi Sun Kisses, I wanted to talk to you about your credit apps. You have very low numbers, and I see you've only done 2 this month." "Yes sir. Not a lot of customers are interested in the store card, but I do make sure to ask every customer if they want to use their card. I don't really feel comfortable going into the details of the card after they've told me they're not interested in applying. To be honest, they get pretty mad, and the lines can get pretty long. I know you've only worked here 6 months, but I expect you to go through the script with every single customer. No exceptions. Every single customer you encounter should be asked to use their store card, and if they don't, should be offered a card. You are expected to go over all talking points with every single customer, every single time. If a customer gets upset, call the manager code in the intercom. Understood?" "Yes sir." Now, my next shift was at 5 AM on Black Friday. I was scheduled to work the electronics department, and there was a huge sale on TVs. TVs could only be rung up in the electronics department, and there were only 2 registers there. My close friend was scheduled to work the second register in the department. I think you know where this is going. For a little icing on the cake, our store was expecting visitors from corporate early that morning. Store manager wanted me to go through the script. You got it. When the store opened at 5, an onslaught of customers came rushing through the doors, grabbing the tickets for the TVs, and then they sprinted to the registers. My colleague and I made sure to go over the script with every customer, in detail. Don't have a store card? Here's the application. Let me go over all the details. Here's the promotional interest rate. This is what the rate is after the promotion is over. You'll have 60 days before your first bill is due. The line of the customers was wrapped around the corner and well into the next department. And they were absolutely livid. The amount of curse words that were thrown at me was unreal. After my 3rd customer, a man in the line loudly demanded to speak to my manager. "You want the manager? You got it." I called over the intercom the code for a manager. Guess who showed up with 2 corporate bigwigs in tow? Yes, my store manager. I watched him come around the corner with a smile as he was chatting up one of the corporate guys and saw his eyes widen as he was faced with an angry mob of customers who all started to shout their complaints about how much time we were taking and that no one cared about the freaking credit cards. His face turned a wonderful red colour that creeped up past his collar and spread over his cheeks. His angry eyes locked on me. He angrily strode up to me and slammed his fist on the counter. "What the hell, Sun Kisses? What is taking so long? I put you in this department because you are one of my fastest cashiers." Now, I was only 16 at the time and extremely short at the time. So when he yelled at me, the customer mob went silent. I started to feel fairly embarrassed, so I quietly said, "You told me on Wednesday that I had to go over all talking points about the store card with every single customer. No exceptions." I was just doing what you told me." My eyes started to water a little, mostly from the embarrassment of being called out in front of the whole store. I knew he'd be ticked off, but I thought he'd just tell me to discontinue the credit card selling. At this point, I look up at the crowd and all of their hostility was no longer directed at me, but at the store manager. Customers started yelling at him for yelling at me and making me sell credit cards and wasting everyone's time. One of the corporate guys stepped in at this point and told me to just ring everyone up and not to worry about the store cards. He gave me a coupon code to give everyone an additional 10% off the sale price of their purchase and asked to meet the store manager in the back. And just like that, all was right with the world. My friend and I made quick work of the line. Customers were happy to get an extra discount and my store manager got a talking to from corporate. I don't know what was said, but after my shift, my store manager called me on the back, with the corporate guy sitting next to him. He apologized for yelling at me and then told me that cashiers were only required to ask if customers wanted to put purchases on their store card, and only offer information if the customer requests it. I accepted the apology. My store manager was transferred to another location not too long after that, and I found a better paying job soon as well. And that, my friends, is why I always shop online. Throw me under the bus about your inability to stay on time? I'll fix it. I work in a salon at the desk. One of our stylists fried her brains on narcotics and is good at cuts but sucks at colour. She won't put any effort into her career and doesn't show up to education or practice her craft. She majorly messed someone's hair up and the salon owner issued the client a full refund. Instead of owning up to the fact that she sucks, she blamed me for it. She lied and said she didn't have enough time. It had been on her books for 6 days. It was her last client of the day and booked for 4 hours. She complained that a neck cleanup was put on the books, saying there was no communication about it. We had a full conversation about what day and time to have that client come in. So I was yelled at to fix all these issues by being, I don't know, psychic? After getting reamed by the salon owner and the client when giving her money back, I decided to help her out. You need more time? Okay, fine. Let me help you. I removed her from online booking for anything but haircuts and increased all her timing by an hour. They are paid on commissions, so no one in your chair, no money in your pocket. Hope that helps. So there is no such thing as overtime? Great, good to know. Hey Reddit, this is my first post and it's my boyfriend's story. So, a bit of a backstory. My boyfriend's boss is a bit of a douche, but unfortunately, he's also his uncle. My boyfriend works in IT. He handles a lot of complaints regarding servers and general IT stuff. For the past 3 years, he has worked overtime for free. It's difficult to say no to family. He answers his personal phone and has to drive long distances to fix problems clients are having, sometimes at 10 at night. Recently, we've been trying to save money to make a life together, so my boyfriend decided to ask the boss to finally get paid for all the overtime hours he will be working from now on. The boss is livid. He states that he will not pay my boyfriend overtime money and he shouldn't ask again, and that he should be grateful for his job. He concludes by saying there is no such thing as overtime in this business. Can you see where the malicious compliance comes in yet? So, my boyfriend now does not answer any calls after 5 or before 8. The boss now has to take all those calls and drive the ridiculous distances himself. Boyfriend gets called in and is asked why he isn't picking his phone up because the clients are getting really upset at him. Boyfriend's answer? I'm sorry, but you said there's no such thing as overtime. I've never been more proud. The police wants us to follow the rules. They can do it too. Not me, but comrades were the ones who did this some years ago. Voluntary Fire Brigade Station, small town in Germany. The station was near a street, and you couldn't back up in the garage without blocking off the street, because maneuvering in front of the station was nearly impossible. A firefighter was blocking the street for traffic when a driver in a Mercedes came along. He braked at first, but then accelerated and forced the firefighter to jump out of his way to save his life, or at least his bones. They went to the police and sued that driver. What they didn't know, the driver was the police chief of a station nearby, and sued the fire brigade himself. The fire brigade isn't allowed to block the street, only the police is. What they did was Amsammaßung. impersonating an officer in this case. The case went on and on, till the brigade chief had an idea. If only the police is allowed to block the street, then they can do it from now on. Every time a truck leaves or arrives at the station, the police was called. Cleaning the trucks? Police. Fueling up? Police. Training? Police. Joyriding? Police. More joyriding? You know it. The local station had to get 2 more officers from other stations to handle the volume of the requests until the other chief was persuaded, or threatened, to take back his accusations. Since that day, no one ever complained about blocking off the street while backing up, and the relationship between police and the fire brigade has normalised again. I don't understand how the police chief thought it was a good idea to drive at a pedestrian though, like come on dude. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlists down below. If you liked that video, then please leave a like down below and subscribe if you aren't already. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.